So grandparents get cut off over their political beliefs. So keep your mouth shut about it. Okay. And I'm just saying again that the reason I'm bringing this up, the reason I'm doing this video is because it is another one of those matches in your matchbook that just, you got strike the match and throw a fire on your relationship because you just burn a bridge. Okay, like my metaphor, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. So one man told Time Magazine that his family cut him out because they couldn't reconcile his continued support of a political figure. Think about that in the grand scheme of things and what is important to your family. What's important to your family is that they are taken care of, they are fed, they are safe, you know, that they are building a life for themselves, not who you voted for. Okay, just know. So what can you do when politics becomes the wedge in your family? You just don't debate. You can ask questions instead. You know, oh, instead of like, yeah, you're wrong. You know, well, tell me why you feel that way. Or you know what? Instead of pulling on that thread, why don't you go, hey, can we agree to disagree? And let's just talk about what we can do for Thanksgiving, because that's much more exciting than that. Okay. Who's going to bring the turkey? Who's going to make the potatoes? Whatever. You know, just, you know, gently cut it off and say, hey, you know, let's talk about you know, our trip to San Diego so we can take Johnny to the zoo. I think that's much more exciting. So you change the subject. Okay, I'll tell you a trick about changing the subject because it works. When you're in the middle of a heated debate, when you're in the middle of a heated discussion, you just change the subject immediately and, you know, just go down another path. Like, oh, you know what? Instead of that, why don't we let's plan that trip to Disneyland, because I heard that they're having, you know, a really big thing for Halloween. And then you guys go down that path instead. So, and when you hear somebody talking about fears of motivation or whatever, you know, like talking about policies and all that, you know, like, hey, you know, I hear what you're saying, but let's get back to what we were talking about and planning our trip to San Diego. Okay, let's like stay on topic, because we can talk about that later. And I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff in front of the kids, you know, kind of just divert the conversation. And then maybe you set boundaries for your conversations, you know, like agree in advance. Okay, so here are the topics that are going to be off limits. Like when you're sitting down, when you're speaking rationally with your adult child or your parent, like, you know, mom, okay, here's the topics that I just don't want to go there with this and this and this, you know. I really would like, with my videos and with my channel, to like teach people how to be rational human beings. We don't know how to do that anymore. It's like, imagine that.